All right, so we will begin our first slow flow class and have everyone just come down to the mat. And as I was saying, we don't use them for all of the poses, but when we're first starting out, if you want to use a blanket or a bolster or even a block to help bring your hips up a little higher than your knees, it's really nice if you have tight hips, and it just gives you that little extra support. And so let's come on down. And you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. If not, just take a soft gaze down in front of you. And we'll take this moment to let ourselves arrive at practice. Letting this be your time, this time on the mat. This time away from any activities you have planned for later or any thoughts that you might be bringing with you from this morning. Take in what's happening around you. Perhaps there's sounds within your home. You can hear outside sounds. And just acknowledge that they're there. All the business that goes on every day. Bring your attention to your physical body. You're doing a quick scan starting at the crown of your head and mentally going through and noticing if there's any areas that might require your special attention today. Maybe an area that's giving you a little bit of throbbing or a little bit of pain that you'll want to take special care of in this practice. As we know, yoga is not about nailing the pose. It's about being aware of yourself, your body, what's going on in your mind. And we'll come to our breath. And just let yourself watch as you inhale and exhale. Don't need to change anything yet. Just watch. Maybe it's a nice, deep, full breath, but maybe if you were busy this morning, you're finding yourself a little bit ragged on your breath. It's all good. Why we come to the mat. Now together we'll take a nice deep inhale, and as you inhale, imagine that breath is coming down, expanding your belly. And as you exhale, softly release with a sigh. Inhale deeply, deep belly breath expanding. And exhale with a sigh. One more deep, deep inhale. And exhale. And come back to your normal rhythm. And see if there's any difference from when we first started noticing breath to now. And again, it's okay if there's no difference. That's what we're here to practice, bringing our movement and breath together. Now we'll take an inhale, bringing our shoulders up to our ears, and then letting them come back and around. On an inhale, shoulders up to your ears, back and around. One more, up to your ears, back and around. And let's reverse that by bringing shoulders up and forward, up and forward, up and forward, and then just release. I'm going to come off my blanket here because we'll start to come into a little movement. Let's bring our hands just above our knees and take some circles. So we want to, in any yoga practice, really make sure that we're ready to move into the poses. So we want to definitely make sure that our spines are ready, our hips and going in the opposite direction, that everything is getting lubricated and juiced up here. And then we'll come back to seated, and we'll come into a seated flow here. That's going to move our spines, it's going to move the sides of our body. We'll bring it all together with our breath. Let's start by putting your fingertips down on the mat. Feel the stability of the earth, the mat beneath us. And turning your palms up through the sky, we'll take an inhale, reaching all the way up. And exhale, turning your palms down and letting your chin come towards your chest. Inhale, sweeping up, palms up towards the sky. And exhale, letting the chin come to chest. And if you can't reach all the way up, you can inhale. Everybody can reach up if that's comfortable. You can bring your arms just to like goalpost arms and then reach up. And coming down, and we'll do that one more time. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, down. This time we'll sweep all the way up and let your left hand come down to the mat. We're going to start to walk your fingertips out as you arch over. So the key here is only go as far as you can keep your right hip on the mat. Keep walking if it's comfortable. And your gaze can, let everybody look down at your palm. So you can feel that nice little stretch in your neck. And if your hand is not comfortable, just put it behind your head. So 2 ways you can do this. And then if you would like, you can look up underneath the extended arm. Breathing. And on an inhale, start to walk your hands back. Bring the left hand up and we'll go all the way over to the right, arching over. Again, walking your fingertips out. Hand can be extended or behind your head. Looking down at the right palm. And then if you'd like, looking under the left arm. That's give you a nice stretch down the side. So in slow flow, as I mentioned, we hold our poses for a couple of breaths, coming back through center. Now we're going to twist over to the left. So left hand goes behind, right hand on your thigh. And our twist comes from our waist. So you want to take an inhale to extend. Imagine you're floating up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, twist at your waist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist. Let your shoulders relax. Breathing in this twist. And then we'll come back to center as you extend your arms back up to the sky, twisting over to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand on the thigh. Take that inhale and extend, and exhale, twist. Shoulders relax. Breathing. Releasing as we come back through center. Now we're going to fold forward and let your fingertips be the first thing that comes down in front of you. You can stay right here. It gives you a nice straight back. Your gaze is forward to the floor. You can start to walk your fingertips forward. And this is where you really have to become aware of what's going on in your own body, because we're all going to be different here. Some of us, this is fine right where you are. Others might be able to walk a little bit further, but wherever that is, where you're still sitting on the floor, there's no tension or twinges in your low back, then you can flatten your palms and let yourself fold forward. Coming into a nice forward fold. Breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Another benefit of a slow flow class is we're always so busy, we're rushing around. And as you practice slow flow, because you are holding your poses, it's a chance to just come to quiet. And then come back up on your fingertips. Walk your fingers all the way back. Come to seated. Take an inhale. And exhale. And then we'll come into table position. So for those that might have sensitive knees, you can use that blanket again and kneel on the blanket. If you don't have a blanket, you can take your mat, roll it, and give yourself some extra cushioning with the mat. If your wrists are a little tender, you can use your blocks. The blocks take all your body weight. So when you're in regular table, there's a lot of body weight that goes into your wrist. The block helps really relieve some of that body weight. And now on our table, our shoulders are stacked over our elbows, stacked over our wrists. Your stomach is nice and engaged, so that means you're pulling your navel very lightly towards your spine. And we'll come into a nice slow cat-cow. So on an inhale, dropping your belly, imagining your heart center chest is coming forward and you're looking up. And as you exhale, you're going to curl your chin to your chest, tailbone starts going towards your heel, pressing up, and I always call it like a Halloween cat. Take an inhale, dropping belly, tailbone goes up towards the sky, gazing lightly upward, and exhale into Halloween cat. And just go back and forth a few times on your own so you can come and find that quiet. Next time you come through cat, we'll come back to table and hold. And this time I'm going to have you bring your right foot back. Your toes are on the mat. I'm just going to do some rocking forward and back. This is a nice way to stretch everything out on the back of that right leg, calves, and a little bit in the hamstrings. And the next time you rock back, just hold for 2 breaths. Release that leg back into table. Bring the left leg back, and we'll do that same rocking. So as we go through this practice, take those moments in the poses to really feel what's going on in your body. Bring attention to your breath, and then hold. Coming back into table, walking your hands back to your knees. You may need your blocks here, because we're going to curl our toes, and you can either press up into a forward fold or use your blocks. I'll show you using blocks. Walk your feet forward, bend your knees, sweep your hands up to the sky, and bring hands to heart center. So again, the beauty of a slow flow class is finding the ways that your body needs to move, whether it's using blocks, sweeping straight up. We're all different. And a slow flow gives you the time each time you practice to know where you are on that day and what you need. So we'll start by, I'm just going to move this up. Sorry, I can see that a little bit. There we go. So we'll start by bringing our hands down to our side, coming into mountain pose. In mountain pose, I like to lift up my 10 toes, because you'll be able to feel your feet planted onto the earth, and then release, knowing that that is there for our stability, support. Turning your palms up to the sky. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands at heart center. So I'm coming to the front of my mat, and I'm going to have my blocks here. We'll come into what we call a half sun salutation. We'll take an inhale, sweeping up. We're going to fold forward. So your options are your hands can come to your blocks, your shins, the floor, but you don't want to just dangle. So find something to support you. And then everybody bring your hands to your shins as you come into a nice straight back. So you're coming up with extension from your tailbone to your head. Releasing back down into that forward fold. Again, hands on blocks or floor. Bending your knees, sweeping your palms all the way up. And bringing them through heart center. We'll come through that 2 more times. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding forward, coming down to the support that you need. Hands to your shins, coming into that straight back, extending, feeling yourself reaching from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Releasing back down into a forward fold. Bending your knees, sweeping all the way up to the sky. Hands through heart center. Through one more inhale, sweeping up. Folding forward. Straight back. Forward fold. Sweeping up. Reaching towards the sky. And slowly bringing your hands to heart center. Taking an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll come into chair pose by sweeping our arms up to the sky. And just imagine that you're actually sitting in a chair. If you need your arms to be on your shoulders, your arms can be on your shoulders, goalpost. And then we'll sweep back up to the sky. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, coming back into chair pose. Sweeping up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, coming into chair pose. Your arms can be extended, or you can bring them to heart center as we hold for a few breaths here. Breathing. Noticing. Take an inhale as you sweep back up to the sky. Folding forward. Coming into a nice straight back. Releasing forward. Bending your knees as you sweep all the way up. Hands at heart center. Extending out as you take a light twist over to the left. Back to center. To the right. And back to center. Bringing hands to heart center. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll come into a little flow here with a warrior and triangle, and we'll go through it nice and slow. On an inhale, you're going to bring your left leg back for warrior two. You want to just take a look, and your heel should be intersected with your arch of the back leg, the left leg. Imagine your toes are looking at a clock, and they're around 7 o'clock on the left leg. You're going to bend your right knee, and then extend your arms out for warrior two. Now, everyone turn your palms up to the sky. And then let your shoulder blades float down as you turn your arms back, your palms back down, facing the floor. And take 3 breaths here. Fingertips reaching, gaze is out over your right fingertips. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, you're going to turn your right palm up, straighten that front leg, sweep that palm all the way up to the sky and come into a nice arch here, into peaceful warrior. Breathing. Gaze can be straight up to the sky. Then we'll come into triangle pose. So bringing your arms back out, keeping that front leg straight. You're going to hinge towards me. So hinge right here at your hips, reaching towards me. I'll show you a couple variations. Your hand can come to your leg. The left arm can go straight up to the sky, or you can just hold on to your waist right here. What we're trying to do here is imagine that we're slightly spinning towards the sky with our whole chest area. And I know someone asked for, were we going to be doing any hips? These standing poses are actually very good for building strength in your hip. And then because you have that little twist, it opens everything up. Breathing. Releasing the left hand, if you had it extended. Bending the front knee as you come up. And we'll come up into a reverse warrior. So that's with our knee bent. Breathing. Coming back into warrior two. Bringing your hands to heart center. And then turning your feet towards the edge of the mat. Long edge. And let your toes turn out just a bit. We're going to come into five-pointed star. Your arms can be straight out, or you can raise them high. And breathe. If your arms feel as though they just need a little bit of a break here, you can bring your hands, always bring them right back down to your shoulders. You can cactus arm them. On your next breath, bring your hands to heart center. Turn your toes straight. And you can heel toe your feet together, or you can just press off and come to the front of your mat again, back into mountain pose. So mountain pose, take a breath here because we have to do the other side. And again, just you want to close your eyes and notice what happened with that little slow flow on the right side. And opening your eyes, we'll come to the opposite side. So taking an inhale and exhale, we'll bring our right leg back this time. Same heel to arch intersection. Think of your toes as facing like 5 o'clock. Bending your knee and extending. Extending, reaching. This is not comfortable. Always bring your hands to your hips. And taking a few breaths here. Dropping your back hand, flipping up the palm of your left hand, straightening your left leg as you reach back into peaceful warrior, reaching. Gaze can be down at your right foot or up towards the sky. We'll come into triangle, so extending both arms or arm at the hip, hinging at the hips, reaching towards the extended left hand. Hand can come to your inside of your left thigh, and right arm can reach up or come to your waist. So in triangle again, you're opening up, breathing. Inhale. Exhale, letting that back arm come down. This time we're going to bend the knee and come into that reverse warrior. Stretching. Breathing. Coming back into warrior two. Bringing hands to heart center. We'll turn our toes once again towards the long edge of the mat. And turn them out. And let's bring our hands down to our thighs as you just lightly bend your knees. And just shift side to side. So do a little shifting here. You don't have to go deep. And then come to center. Hands can come down and can bend down just a little. We're going to take our left shoulder and bring it towards our right knee. So it can even just be a little turn. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Come back up to center and then bring the right shoulder to the left knee. And then on your own, you can just go back and forth. Breathing. And the next time you come back to center, gently straightening your legs, turning your toes, sweeping your arms up. Can look up to the sky, opening up the whole front of your body. And bringing hands to heart center, heel toeing or just lightly pressing off. And coming back into mountain pose. And if you want to turn your palms forward, getting that nice opening with all the breath and air and energy that's been flowing through. Breathing. And releasing. So we'll come into, usually we always have a balancing pose. And we'll come into tree pose. And I am a huge proponent of props, walls, whatever you might need. If you've never done tree pose standing, one nice way to do it is just doing a little kickstand. So let's everybody come into mountain pose. And I'll show kicks in, and we can all do this together. Let's inhale, sweeping our arms up and bringing hands to heart center. And pressing your weight into your left foot, left leg. You want to keep it nice and strong. Taking your right foot, turning your knee, and just walking your heel over to the left foot. And there's your tree pose right there. You can stay with your hands at heart center, or you can bring them up on whatever variation of tree you would like. Whatever you want to do with those arms. And this might be where your balance is today. We'll release the pose by bringing hands back to heart center, turning that right leg forward, and taking a breath as we come to the other side. And now standing firmly in your mountain pose, pressing into that right foot and your right leg, make it nice and strong. So engaging those muscles. As you come up to the toes on your left foot, turn your knee, and then just bring your heel over to the right leg. Again, whatever you want to do with your hands. And so it's good to remember that trees are not still. They move with the wind. So if you're swaying a little, it's fine. It's like the trees outside. We move. Hands back to heart center and turning. We'll take a sweep up to the sky. Hands to heart center. Taking an inhale and exhale. We're going to come back down to the mat. That'll be our balance for today. And back down to seated. And extend your legs forward. So this might be where folks will want to go back onto that blanket to get your hips a little higher. And this is called staff pose. All the poses have Sanskrit names because as you may or may not know, yoga comes to us from over 5,000 years ago. So everything was in Sanskrit, and this is Dandasana, the pose of the staff. And in staff pose, you want to be sitting tall with tall posture. If it's not comfortable to have your legs completely straight, definitely put that little bend in your knees. Your feet should be lightly flexed. So you don't want them just flopping to the side. Lightly flexed. Your hands can be right by your hips. You gaze out over your toes. And then we're going to take our arms and sweep them up to the sky again. And this time, as we bring our hands down, we're going to bring them anywhere on your legs where it's comfortable. So you still want to keep that nice posture with your feet firmly planted. Your hands may be on your thighs, just below your knees. You don't want to put them on your knees. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take one more inhale here and exhale. Walking your hands all the way back up. We'll sweep up to the sky. Let yourself twist over to the left. So that left hand behind, right hand on side, just as we did in the beginning. Take an inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up and release. Now we're going to come onto our backs. Just do one or two more stretches before we go into Shavasana. So in Shavasana, before we go down, if you need a blanket to keep you warm or you want to put socks on, you would maybe want to do that now. And then everyone, we can meet down on the floor on your backs. I'm just gonna turn that just a little bit to make sure you can see. And once you're down here, you can bend your knees with your feet flat on the floor. And let your knees fall over to the left. Coming back to center, knees can fall over to the right. And just a few back and forth. Nice and gentle. Next time you come through center, leaving your left foot on the floor, hugging your right knee in. If you want a little bit more of a final stretch here, you can bring your nose up to your knee. Release your head if you engaged your head and bring your right foot back down to the floor and hugging your left. Bring that nose to knee. Release your head. Release your foot. Send your hands up towards the sky and just make a couple circles with your wrists in both directions. And bring your hands down, extending your left leg and your right. And point and flex your toes. And then we'll come into Shavasana. I just want to give everyone some options here. So you can put a bolster or your blanket under your knees. That'll help if you need some pressure off your back. I tend to sometimes get little back spasms, so I actually will go into Shavasana a lot of times with my feet on the mat and let my knees fall into each other. Your hands, palms can be facing up towards the sky, if that's comfortable, or resting on your belly. And then if that's still not comfortable, you can roll over to your side and just go into that sleeping fetal position. Bolster can be between your legs. So find your Shavasana. Find that place of comfort where you can just release, let go. And when it's time to come out of Shavasana, you'll hear the chime and I'll call you out. Now beginning to release the pose of relaxation of Shavasana. Becoming aware once again of everything around you. The sound, the light that may be filtering in through your eyelids, and your physical body. So as you lay there, just gently move your fingers and toes. And today we practiced a slow flow, and here's a poem from Dana Fouts on this moment of yoga. Breath by conscious breath, awareness peels back each layer, revealing the one beneath until I come to rest. Perhaps more layers remain, or maybe I've reached center. All I know is that stillness fills me. My mind grows quiet. There is no next, no practice to perfect. There is only this moment of yoga. Now coming over onto your side to help you transition from Shavasana up to seated. Placing your hand on the floor, gently press yourself up and come back into an easy seated pose that's comfortable. And we'll bring our hands once again to heart center. And taking this moment to acknowledge this time that you've given yourself for caring for your mind, body, spirit. So bowing, chin to heart center. And then raising your head. I close this practice with the word namaste, which means the light and the teacher in me honors the light and the teacher in you. So namaste. Thank you for practicing slow flow with me today. I appreciate everyone coming and together and having this practice. Namaste.